Hello, guys. How we doing? Well, you probably noticed there's nobody beside me. Marley's not here. Boo hoo hoo. Now, what's happened tonight is, Marley does a stream with me every other week. One week it's me on my own, and one week it's Marley and I together. That's to kind of help. Some people don't take to both of us. They, different tastes and all that. Now, what happened? I was in the apartment tonight, and I got a phone call from Marley, and she said, "Look, it's absolutely torrential rain," which I kind of already knew because it was loud. It was lightning, and it was. It's kind of gone off now, but it was really bad. I mean, in Thailand when it rains, it rains. It was a downpour and a half, and she just said, "Look, I don't know if I'm going to get over there." And I said, "Look, don't worry about it, Marley. We'll cancel tonight, and we'll schedule you in for next week." So it would have been me and Marley tonight, her next, me on my own next week. So it's just changed around. So I'll be here tonight by myself, unfortunately, and I'll be back with Marley next week, and we'll make some contingency plans, as they say, just in case it rains. I don't want to bring her to my apartment, but for obvious reasons, you know why, right? And it's strictly business and all that sort of thing. So anyway, no worries. Let's get on with it. See what we've got going tonight. We've got 112 in so far. Nice to have you guys in tonight. I just want to say a quick hi to some people that I bumped into recently. I can't remember names. I'm terrible like that. But I nipped down to Pattaya this week. Grant, if you watch this, we will meet, mate. Honestly, but I was only there for one day and to meet somebody, and it just went so fast. I think one night and one day, something like that. I'm back in Bangkok now, but I am coming down in 3 days' time. So if you watch this, I promise, end of the month, we'll get together with your lovely wife and we'll have a dinner or something like that. But I met a guy called Nick. He's here now in a hotel very close to me. He's flying back on Sunday morning. He's had a good time, so he's gutted to go. And to anybody else I bumped into down there, thanks for saying hi. And it's always a pleasure to meet people. Just quickly before I go on, I had a problem with this microphone last week. It was very echoey because I had it on the wrong settings. So I think I've got it right this week. I did a little test stream. So if you're listening to this and if you can help me out, just send me a message and let me know if it's good sound. Or you've got an echo there, and I can try changing it over. But I'm pretty sure I've got it. I've got it spot on. So I've gone down to the latest comments just to see if somebody can let me know. And I think it should be good. I'll start saying hi from the bottom up this, and then when somebody tells me, I'll go back. So hi to Cape Tonian. There's a name I can never pronounce. It's hi Peter, watching you all the way from an undisclosed location in downtown how do you say that? Mogadishu, where I serve the Lord preaching gospel. Thanks for having me. Okay, well, there won't be much gospel work going on here. Okay, Kevin Afton, sound is good. Franco, all good. Okay, great. You're in tonight, are you, Franco? I bumped into Damon and his wife in Treetown as well. I didn't bump into them. We arranged to meet, and with his lovely girlfriend, Keo. And he's actually staying in a hotel because he's also flying back. All these people are going home, leaving me here on my own. All right, thanks, guys. Everybody says the sound's good, so let's carry on with the stream. Just say hi to a new member there. It's Matthew with a map. Become a new YouTube member. I can't say hi to everybody because unfortunately I'm getting so many new members now. I'd spend the first 15 minutes of the stream saying hi to the members. But if you've joined recently, thank you. I do appreciate it. Right, I get more P00N Tang than Frank Sinatra. Okay, all right. Okay, I won't read that out. Rob J, look forward to sitting on a Pattaya beach in 16 hours, listening to the repeat of the live stream, as we'll be on Thai Airways heading to the land of smiles when you do it. Okay, yeah, I'd like to do another live stream from the beach down there, actually. Patty grown on me again. I'd kind of gone off it for a while. You do, when you've been gone there for a long time, but it's kind of grown on me, and I'm kind of enjoying my time down there. And I did something I haven't done for a long time. I went out to some go-go bars in LK Metro, and I think the best one at the moment down there for quality is a go-go bar called Lady Love. I don't know if you know it. So you go into LK Metro. I did try a few of them. People like to talk about kink, but I think the quality is much better in Lady Love. Not slating anybody off, any go-go bars, but I didn't go into kink this time, but I went into Lady Love. I went into a couple of the others, but Lady Love, when you go in, they've got 2 stages, quite a lot of girls, and there's some quality there. I mean, it's quite a good go-go bar. And also, I'm not getting anything from it, I'm just letting you know. I went in there with Nick, the guy I was meeting, who's going back on Sunday, and we were drinking draft beer, 89 baht in a go-go bar. Well, you can't say fairer than that, can you? I think I mentioned last week about the guy who went into Nana Plaza and they were charging 345 baht for a ladies' drink, 1,000 baht fine, and 4,000 short time. I mean, it's just ridiculous now, isn't it? Right. No name. How you doing? Yeah. Hi, Peter, Marley, and Mongoose. We can see there's no Marley here tonight due to the weather. Jim, how you doing, mate? Good to hear from you. Good evening. I don't know what time it is where you are, Jim, but hopefully we'll see you over here soon. Jay Choi, have a great time. Vinny, how you doing, mate? Let's sort of get you up there. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, nice to have you in. Ryan Seeger, hello, I'm Peter and Marley from Almost Warm. Do you want to hear something funny? It just came into my mind. Let me just say thank you to. I bet that's Wes. It is Wes. I recognise the photograph now. Good morning, Peter. Hope you're well. Just after midnight in Melbourne. Thanks for the drink, Wes. Yeah, I'm very, very well actually. Just got back from Patty a couple of nights. That's where I made the silly video where I just can't beat them at Connect 4. You know, they're so good. Okay, now I've gone off my train of thought. Let me just turn this air down. It's quite warm tonight. That's the problem. It rains here, but you still got the humidity. And you might have noticed I've sorted out my green screen. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. Let's get back on track. Where were we? Who haven't I said hello to? Looks pretty much like all regulars, right? Ryan Seeger, hello all, I'm Peter and Marley from Almost Warm and Sunny Folkestone. I dare say Marley's watching this. I've sent her a message and a live stream. She's very busy, you know. She has a lot on. She does a lot of. She was doing some football. There was football teams over here. There, well, she wasn't doing the football team. She was something to do with the football teams, and yeah, and she does all these. She was doing an exhibition in Bangwa the other day. So yeah, she's very busy. She loves doing the video. She's a right show off, you know. I don't know. We did one. I've got one pending. I haven't edited it yet with Marley. The last one I put up was a Chinatown one. It hasn't done that well. It's had about 3,000 viewings, and I think the reason is I'm trying to reach a broader audience now. My current audience, they're not really interested in that, but I'm going to stick with it. You know, I'll keep putting out these videos. We went up to Suvarnapur Airport. I can say it now. Suvarnapur Airport. And we just showed you where Super Rich was, and we made a video how to get the Skylink train, the link train from the airport, and then change over to BTS and come all the way into Sukhumvit. I think it costs like £2 or something like that to get into town. Very, very quick, very simple. So that's going up next week. But yeah, her videos aren't flying off the shelf at the moment, but I'll stick with it. I'll give it 3 months and see what happens, because she's bubbly. She's got a lot of character. She's not for everybody. I have had a few people sort of say, well, you know, what do you know, I liked it when you did it by yourself, but you know, I can only go so far with it, can't I? Right, Dean Isan, good evening, Peter, and all here tonight. Javed, good evening, Peter. Hi, Marley. How are we doing today? We are doing good. I'll tell you what else I noticed was it is getting quieter now, because we're in the low season now, aren't we? We're in June, July, coming up to July. We haven't had that much rain. It's been pretty good, because this is supposed to be the rainy season, and we get days and days and days where there's nothing. And when it pours, it really pours. I mean, I was lucky. I was just up the road on my motorbike. I went to have a bit of dinner with Nick, who's flying out tomorrow, and it started spitting, and I'd finished. I said, all right, Nick, all the best. See you next time. Got on the bike, and literally 10 yards in front of my condo, it just opened up, and I managed to get in, you know. But yeah, really, really hell of a downpour. Be happy, Pat. How you doing? Rumble, good evening, Peter, Marley, and Mongoose. Very tasteful thumbnail tonight. Yeah, I'm trying to be careful with the thumbnails now. Right, James Wise on the way back from the England game. Okay, Tron Roger, good evening, Peter, and everyone who will watch the stream. How you doing, Tron? Steve, how you doing, mate? Good to have you in the stream. I'm not sure if you're going to be in. I tell you what, I can't sort this aircon out. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to put it on another setting. Hang on. It's so irritating, you know. It gets hot and then it gets cold and then it gets hot again. And I can try and set it here from behind the green screen, but I'm forever pressing the button. That's it. It should be sorted now. Right. Right. Where were we? Steve. Yeah. How's it going? Yeah. Going well, Steve. Yeah. So what I was saying, I've noticed now it is getting very, not, people say Patty is dead. It's not dead. It will never be dead. There's always tourists and visitors in Patty, but I can notice it now. Walking up Soy 7 and Soy 8 on the beach road there, the bars are kind of ticking over, but there's a lot of empty seats. Even on Soy Bacau, Tree Town, it was kind of quiet. I wouldn't say it was dead. I had a night in Tree Town with Damon and his missus and Nick. We had a good night, but some of the bars are doing okay. Some of them are just dead and they don't get customers. I don't know how they survive, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, it's quieter. You can definitely notice the difference. I actually like it when it's quieter. You know, I don't like it when it's absolutely packed. But yeah, well, I thought it was okay. Right, Kev, greetings, Peter from Northamptonshire. Yep. One Colors, what up, Peter and me? Martin Ryder, Cape Town. It is true. The rumor there is one man to every 10 women in Cape Town. Is that right? I've never heard that before. Let's go to Cape Town. Kelly Harner, all good. Yeah. Chris Walker, no. Marley. Miffed, I'm off. Yeah, okay. Well, she'll be back, Chris, next week. But I'm glad you said that, because I have had a bit of flack about bringing her on, you know. And I personally, I think she's great. She's just, you know, bubbly character, a lot of fun. You've seen the China, if you've seen the China video that we did, the one where we went down Chinatown, you know, she dressed the part in a Chinese dress, had all her hair up like, you know, with all the Chinese bits and pieces. She does really make the effort and she tries hard. Christopher Tate, evening, Peter. I hope you have a good week. Yeah. Richard Woolley, hi Peter and everybody. Okay, Cy London, how you doing? Sound is good. Goraman 23, sound is good. Yeah, Franco, glad you're here. Handsome man, there he is. Not driving tonight. I watched a video the other day. I'm not going to say who it was from. You probably know, but somebody made a video and it was like, "Is Thailand dead? You know, it's so expensive." When I first got here, I put out a video called "Is Thailand still good value?" And I was kind of saying it's very expensive. But since living here now for 6 months, because you get to know the area, I'm not talking about just Sukhumvit Road, and I'm not talking about going 20 miles away. I'm talking about around Sukhumvit, but there's lots of soys and alleyways and places that you wouldn't necessarily come across if you didn't have transport. I've obviously got a bike. I go everywhere on it around here. And I found some great places to eat that are dirt cheap. You know, I went with a friend to a Thai restaurant on Soy 33, but it's tucked away. It's not obvious. You know, we had a banquet of stuff on the table. It was 300 baht. You know, so yeah. I mean, I was watching this guy's video, and he was kind of saying, "Well, is it worth going to Bangkok anymore? It's expensive, and it's this and it's that." But yes, you know, the thing is, Thailand's still a lot of fun. You know, the people are the same. Yeah, it's a bit more expensive. You have to look around a bit. You have to watch your pennies a little bit more. Pattaya is certainly better value than Bangkok. But if you're into Pattaya, but if you want something more than just bars and girls, then you know, obviously that's not the place to be. Okay, Phil T to laugh, right? You know, I'm always telling you about the fashion police, right? And this is absolutely true, right? I'll read the stories out, and somebody will leave a comment and say, "Oh, that bright blue shirt you were wearing, I just couldn't watch the stream because it was too bright. It was putting me off." And I think it's a joke, but it's not. People, there are people out there who really they get disturbed if my hair's the wrong way or something like that. And I just can't believe it. I had a guy today, he wrote me have I got it here? No, I haven't got it. He wrote me a comment. He said, "Peter, you've got to lose that hat. Do you sleep in it or something?" A baseball cap, you know, I only wear it when I'm outside because obviously it's hot. You got bright sunshine and the peak stops the, you know, the sun blinding me. I don't do shades, you know, but for somebody to take the trouble to actually write a comment that they don't like me wearing a hat, you know, I mean, God almighty. Right, you learn on YouTube, you learn lots of things. Christopher Tate, the sound is perfect, brilliant. Judge Jensen, Pete is a true MPV, sounds good, but yeah, I plugged in. When you open this software, there's lots of options for microphones. You've got the internal mic, and it picks up bloody everything at my secondary screen, this one, and this is the one I want, and I think I've got it now. So last week was horrible. I had a complaint about that from a guy. He said, "Oh, 10 minutes in, I couldn't watch anymore. It was awful." Right. Everybody's saying the sound's great. Right. Okay. Sean Hawkins, sound is good. Naughty Boy, good day, Peter. Yeah, sound is good. Okay. Naughty Boy. No, Marley. Oh my God. Yeah, she doesn't like to get her hair wet, does she? She'll be here next week, or I should say, we'll be together somewhere next week. People still can't believe it, you know. Like with Marley and I, it's strictly work. Like, well, I say work, it's YouTube, right? It's fun as well. But that's all it is, you know. And people are like, "Now, come on, nudge, nudge, beautiful girl. You must have something there. You must be having a bit of a relationship on the side." And it really isn't. Honestly, I think we work well together. We're good on screen. I think there's a bit of chemistry on camera, which is always good when people work together. But as far as anything personal, absolutely not. You know, I mean, it's just not going to happen, not from my side anyway. And I don't think Marley's like that anyway. I think she's a decent girl, you know. Right, okay, where are we? Javier, Lady Love is great. Yeah, absolutely, Javier. I rate it as probably one of the better go-go bars in that area of Pattaya. Bamboo. Peter, going back to Europe for a month, reluctantly, but have to do it. Short-term rental prices almost double compared to last summer. Crazy, yeah. I'm actually wondering because I got a good deal on this apartment. I'm paying 20,000 baht a month. You know, I've mentioned lots of times I've got an infinity pool on the roof where it's always dead. There's no one there except me. There's a gym. The security's great. You know, there's always 2 security guards downstairs. You need a key tab to get through the front door. You know, there's parking for my car and my motorbike. It's just a real nice apartment, and it's in the heart of Sukhumvit, close to the Nana BTS. And believe it or not, I signed the contract in December. I didn't realize, you know, so what we now, like January, February, March, April, May, June, another 5 months, 5.5 months. And yeah, I'm just wondering, you know, because in England, generally, the government advised not to put the rent up more than 5%. So 5% on 20,000, what's that? It's going to be 50 baht times 20, I believe, isn't it? Yeah, so that'd be 2,500 baht. That's a maximum. But you know, the Thais, I was talking to a guy who's got a condo further down the street, and he was paying, I forget exactly how much he was paying, but they put his rent up. Yeah, he was paying 20,000. He was there for a year, and they put his rent up 5,000 baht. And the guy said, look, that you've just put my rent up 25,000 baht. And they were just stubborn. He was like, look, you know, I've been here a year. I've never missed rent. I don't hold parties. I don't smoke. So the apartment isn't stinking. I look after the place. You can come and inspect at any time. I'm quiet. You know, I just need somewhere nice to live. And they're like, no, it's 25. And, you know, you have to make a decision. Is it worth it? You know, is it for me? I'm not sure. I don't think I'd want to pay 25 for this, just for the. I don't know. It's hard though, isn't it? Because I'm all settled in. I've got my internet. I've got everything how I want it, and it's cheap at the moment. Of course, you can get something like this half price in Pattaya, but I don't want to live in Pattaya, so it wouldn't be fun to go down there. Right, Steve Ellsbury. Fares are very expensive now. 1,100 economy and 4K business. Wow, that is expensive. Lufthansa business with one change in Munich is okay. 2-4. I used to pay 1,800 direct with Eva. But Steve, I don't see the point in going business if you're going to have to change. I mean, the whole point of business class is you get on, you get assigned a nice seat that reclines, you get the treatment. You know, I mean, it's not first class, but it's business class. You get on and you relax. To have to get off after an hour or an hour and a half's flight, traipse through an airport and, you know, do all the stuff that goes with changing flights. I just don't see the point of going business if you have to do that. There's another guy I know. He goes, I think it's Dutch Airlines. You go, is it Stockholm? Not Stockholm. Where's he? Is that Sweden? I don't know. But he does the same. He pays about £1,800 for business class, but he has to get off in Europe. And I just don't see the point in it. But yeah, it's a good price. But, you know. Christopher Tate, how much is 4,000 baht in sterling? Well, let me put this up because 4,000 baht used to be £100 a couple of months ago. But you'll see now the pound is doing extremely, extremely well against the baht. I mean, when I was here just before COVID with my wife, we got 36 baht to the pound, so 3,600 baht to a pound. And generally speaking, for the last year, it's been close to nearly 39. It didn't quite hit 39, but it hit 40. If it had come down again, it would have been 39. So it's been for the last, since I've been here for the last 6 months, it's been hovering between kind of 40 to 41, and it's slowly been edging up. And you can see there when it comes around, because I missed it, I think it's about 44 now. So in answer to your question, if you changed £100, you would get 4,400 baht. And that's quite a difference, isn't it? That 400 baht, you get a nice meal for that. So yeah, look, 40, £1 equals 44.49 satang. There's 100 satang in a baht. Okay, so yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's been a lot worse. Of course, it doesn't affect me now because my money's in Thai baht here already, and I changed it up when it was 40 baht to the pound. So I'm actually losing out now, but it's here anyway. Right. Paul Hoskins says, why don't they reduce the prices if it's quiet? I don't know if it is quiet. I don't think they reduce the prices, Paul. I think what they do is they send less aircraft. So if they've got, I don't know, I'm just using an example, right? So say if Thai Airways send, I don't know, 20 flights a week from London to Bangkok, Bangkok to London, and then it starts easing off. I think rather than reduce the prices, I think what they'll do, they'll say, okay, it's that time of the year, so we're not sending 20 flights this week. We're going to send 15 or 14, and then if it gets even quieter, then maybe they'll send 10 a week. I think that's how they do it, because then they can make they get the same profit, don't they? Because they reduce their costs by all the fuel of those airlines and the running costs and stuff. Okay, Dirk H, hi everyone, Nick T, Evening Monger crew, watching from Soy 8. Okay, so I presume that's Soy 8 in Pattaya. What bar are you in? Saji, pound is strong across the board recently. Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? Okay. Right. Right. A bit of a warning for you now. Just I printed this out. This was actually a comment left, and I've actually read this out on the stories videos today. I always prepare the stories a week in advance, and I've read this out, but I think it's really important. So just a little bit of background on this. In the old days, I'm talking sort of 20 years ago, and it's been getting more and more strict. But if you wanted to stay here and you're under 50, you couldn't get a retirement visa, and you weren't eligible for any kind of work permit or visa or anything like that. One of the options you could do was you could just keep border crossing. So you could, get a bus over to Cambodia, do your 30 days and do it again. And every time you came back, you just got a 30-day stamp in your passport. And I know guys who lived here for years and they basically did that. They just, they'd have a little holiday in the Philippines and then come back and get another 30 days. And the Thais, they didn't really do. They used to just keep giving you 30 days. But I've said many, many times now, they're getting strict. They're getting their act together, and this is not a banana republic, right? You can't get away with whatever you want to. And here's something that happened to a guy, and I have mentioned before not to do border runs more than twice. 3 times maximum. Okay, I'll just read out what this guy's written to me because it's frightening, really. Hey, Peter, great video. I made a huge mistake. I came into Thailand on January the 3rd, 2023 on a 45-day visa. So that's when they were doing remember they did the 45-day promotion. They've reduced it down to 30 again. I extended it for 30 days. Then I did 2 border runs to Cambodia. Then I flew out to Malaysia. So that's 3 times now, right? Came back expecting a 30-day visa, 4th time, a visa stamp, and was rejected and deported. My intention was to get a 15-month retirement visa, but my mistake was taking advice from an agency that was wrong. If you max out your extensions and border runs, Thai immigration frowns on that. Imagine this. I just bought a backpack with me to Malaysia, leaving all of the rest of my stuff at my hostel in Jomtien. So I'm currently stuck in Malaysia and have no answer as to when I can return to Thailand. Please share with your subscribers that, in capitals, do not enter and exit Thailand more than 3 times because you will be deported. I didn't overstay. I was allowed 180 days on a tourist visa, but what the agency failed to tell me was that if you re-enter more than 3 times, you will get deported, and they do not tell you when you can come back, if you can come back, right? But what he hasn't mentioned here, that's 3 times in a year. It's not 3 times total. So if you did it 2 times this year and another 2 times next year, you'd be okay. But yeah, and as far as his what he's saying about the agency, I'm not getting any backhanders from Lana Farang visa, but just go down and ask her because she can sort all this out. She's ex-immigration. She worked at the immigration in Jomtien, and she still knows people over there. So if you want to get a long-term visa or you're not sure, you've just got questions, just go into her office and ask her. There's lots of agencies in Pattaya. It's just easier and quicker to get it and cheaper to get it done down there than it is in Bangkok. I suppose red tape here, but just go and see Lana, ask her the questions, and she'll put you straight. She's not going to tell you false information. And if there's anything that you need to be aware of, she will tell you. I've made a video on Lana's office, but if you're not sure where it is, go to the Holiday Inn on Soy Gapa. What did I say? Kapau. That's a rice dish, isn't it? Soy Bacau. If you're coming from Tree Town, head down Soy Bacau, past LK Metro. Eventually, you'll get to the Holiday Inn on the right, new Holiday Inn, fairly new, right? Past the Holiday Inn, your next left, it will say, I think it's Farang Cafe, funny enough. So it's a blue sign. Turn left there, go round, turn right, and her office is right on the end on the right. Just go and see her. She'll put you straight. But guys, be very, very careful now. If you love coming to Thailand, you haven't got a long-term visa, you got to play by the rules because all their systems are hooked up. They're all working and they're checking up, and they've been clamping down big time on visas. The other thing they've been clamping down on is You know, these guys who are under sort of 30, 40, they come out here and you know, a lot of them, they work online, you know, they do stuff online, so they make money. They're not supposed to be working here, but nobody knows because they're working online. And but what happens, they need a visa, of course. And what they do, they'll go and say they're working for a charity and they're doing 20 hours charity work a week, or they're teaching for nothing as you know, they're doing it as to teach children who can't afford to pay for English lessons, stuff like that. And actually, what the immigration are doing now, they're going round to these schools and charitable organizations, and they're just making sure that anybody who's here on them sort of visas is actually doing that, and they haven't been here too long. So the days of wine and sunshine, as I say, are gone for guys who rely on doing visas like that. Okay, Paul Hoskins says, I always do multiple. All right, Paul, too much information. Okay, hi to you. I don't know if that is you, but if it is, okay, we'll hold that thought. Soy Kapar sounds good, Peter. Yeah. Hi, Dutch Frank. Soy Dog. You are allowed 2 border runs only a year, but you can fly out to Vietnam because it's not a border run, and you will be okay. Well, I just wouldn't like to risk it. You know, I mean, you're doing the same thing, aren't you? And you're taking a risk. And you know, like this guy says, you know, all his stuff. He's got a whole long-term hotel room in Jomtien. Obviously, he's got all his stuff there, and he's just gone off with a rucksack because he thinks, well, I'll be back in a few days. He can't get back in. All his stuff, you know. I mean, I don't think that the immigration are that bothered. You know, I mean, if like for me, if I got deported today, are they going to let me come back and get my laptop and I've got all my life here, haven't I? Or they just say, no, tough shit, off you go. Yours Travels, all the flights have definitely dropped from 1,200, more Emirates flights now, 800. Yeah, I'm surprised that my daughters are coming out here towards the end of the month. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, I only paid, they stop off in Abu Dhabi for 2 hours, and I paid, I think it was 1,400 returns. So what's that, 700 each? But they stop off in Abu Dhabi for 2 hours. And I think it's not Qatar. Which airline was it now? Not, I can't remember, but you'll know if it's gone through Abu Dhabi. Somebody will tell me in a minute. But I thought 700 wasn't bad. That's going to cost me some money. You imagine my 2 daughters, they're not interested in going out in the evening, but I've had to pay for their airline ticket. They're only here for 8 nights, so I've had to pay 8 nights in a hotel for them because they don't want to stay with me. They're close by, but they don't want to stay with me. You know, and they want to do the islands. They want to do elephant farms. They want to go and see monkeys. You know, they just want to, you know, every day is going to be a packed, fun day out. I hope I can keep up with them. I've got, at the moment, I've got a really serious leg condition, and it's really starting to piss me off. About 2 months ago, I went out and I went out with Bangkok Pat, and we were going to do this video together, and it just didn't work out. I mean, we reviewed the footage, and we just decided, look, you know, we'd done interviews together and stuff, and they were great, but we went out and tried to do the serpent video together, and it just didn't gel. It wasn't right. He didn't like it. I didn't like it. So we just said, look, okay, let's leave it. We'll think of something else next time. But anyway, he does a lot of walking because he does these tours around the city. And he walks for hours and hours and hours. Now, I haven't got a problem walking, but I can't keep up with him. And of course, I'm probably 15 years older than him, if not more. So I went out walking with him. And at the end of the day, my foot had swollen up and it was really painful. And I just thought, oh, I've sprained it or I've pulled a ligament. My body's not used to it at my age. And it'll be 3-4 days, I'll be back to normal. And it's swollen, right? Well, 2 months later, it's still swollen. I've been to the hospital probably 3-4 times now and had lots of tests, and I'm booked in again on Monday. But what's worse than that is my foot, although it's swollen, it isn't painful, not at all. But my leg, my knee, not the actual knee joint, the front of the knee, it's not there, but the inside ligament, I'm in agony. I can't walk. I mean, it's been like this for about 2 weeks now. And I managed to find some medicine when I was in Pattaya that kind of numbs the pain. And when I take that, I can actually move about. It's still painful, but if I don't take that medicine and I don't wear an elasticated kind of sock around my knee, I just can't walk. I literally can't walk. I mean, I took somebody up to have a look at the pool today here, and I had to lift my leg up each step. It's that bad, you know, and it's just pissing me off because I can't do anything. You know, normally you get dressed, you go out and you go wandering about everywhere. But I get out of bed, I'm like, oh, my knee. I've had a load of tests because normally when you have something wrong with you, it's not gout, Steve. I've had gout and I've got gout medicine here. But normally when you've got something like this, it's an indicator that something more serious is wrong. So when I went to the hospital the first time, they said, well, you know, you could have cirrhosis of the liver, you could have kidney disease, you could have heart disease. Anyway, I had the blood test, I had everything. Bit worried, but the results come back. She said everything's fine. They'd put me on hypertension tablets to bring my blood pressure down. The doctor said it could be that, so they changed it. That didn't work, so I stopped taking it altogether now, the blood pressure medicine. I'm just monitoring my blood every day, and luckily it's not too high. The other thing is they think it could be a blood clot in my leg. And funny enough, I met a woman. I was waiting for Marley to come out the toilets at the airport, and I was talking to this Thai woman, and she had exactly the same thing. She had a blood clot, and they offered her medicine, but she didn't want to take medicine, so they did some operation on her leg. And I'm just hoping this isn't going to be long term, you know. But the good news is I had all my urine tests, I had all my liver tests, all heart, everything came back normal. So I don't have cirrhosis, I don't have liver disease, I don't have kidney disease. So all that's good. So the most likely thing is you know, the veins in my leg, there's some kind of a blockage there, and I think they can give you medicine that'll make it all flow again, but it's really painful. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. And guys, when you got your health, you know, you've got everything. I know it's a cliche, but at the moment, you know, I am suffering, and it's really making an impact on my life right now. So I'll keep you. A couple of people are saying gout here. Kev12364, Steve. I used to get gout quite regular, and I haven't had it for about 10 years. I don't know why. I haven't really changed my lifestyle too much. I don't eat a lot of red meat. I don't drink any red wine. But when you get gout, that is one of the worst. If you've never had gout, I wouldn't wish it on my enemy. It is painful, because what it is little crystals form in the joints. Sometimes I used to get it in my elbow. Sometimes I get it at the top of my big toe, and it's when you got gout, you know, it starts to come in, and within 4 hours you're in agony. And if you don't have standby medicine to take, then you're in a world of pain. Jay Easy said massage girls are good medicine. I couldn't take a massage. It's that painful that if I go even rubbed it with a thumb lightly, I'd jump through the roof. It is that painful. Kev says gout is a kind of arthritis. Yeah. Well, the medicine I'm taking now, it does say it helps with arthritis. It helps with gout. It helps with stiff joints. And I was lucky because I was in the pharmacy asking the woman in Pattaya what I can take. I told her what it was. And this guy, the American guy, old guy, he actually told me about it. And said, when I say old, I mean older than me. And he said he gets all his joint pains. He takes this. I thought, okay, I'll try it. And yeah, I have to keep taking it though. But it's like it really numbs the pain down. Doesn't make it go away, but it numbs it down. Paul Hoskins, after 10 minutes of walking in Bangkok, I'm sweating. Yeah, well, the sweating's not the problem. Hill Cole Bossman, smoke weed. Well, I gave up smoking 10 years ago, so I definitely don't want to do that one. Peter Green, hi, Peter. Hope you're well. Just booked flights for December. Okay, what did you pay, Matthew, for your flights in December? And was it direct? Yeah, well, they sell that everywhere, Steve. You're saying see Simon and get some good CBD or THC, Peter. Well, I'm going to see him tomorrow. I could ask him because I know a guy here on that subject. I know a guy here who he thought he had cancer here. It was like a red spot rash, and he tried every cream you can get, and it wouldn't go away. And he tried some of this CBD oil that you're talking about, and yeah, it basically went away. I hope I'm not going to get the stream demonetized. Now I've said that. Right, if you just joined us, good evening. Thanks for joining me tonight. You might notice Marley's not sitting next to me. As I said at the beginning of this stream, we had a massive thunderstorm and downpour right here in central Bangkok. Marley called me up. She says, I don't want to go outside. And I said, don't blame you. Let's do next week instead of this week. So she'll be with me next week. Sean Hawkins. Hi, Peter. I am hiring a car for the first time. I will be driving from Pattaya to Hua Hin. Do you know how much the tolls are? And do I need the right change? I hope it gets better soon. You know what, Sean, the roads here are brilliant. Okay, I got fined I got fined. Let's just say I paid 3,000 baht to the boys in Bram because I cocked up on a road off Saturn. I won't go over it again, but it was my mistake, and had to pay money. But in answer to your questions, I can tell you I've just driven back from Pattaya to Bangkok. And you'll come that way because you have to come round the Gulf of Thailand. It's simple. You get on a highway, and it says stay on this highway for 59 miles. And then when you come off it, you'll be on another highway, and it'll be like stay on this highway for 12 miles. The only time it gets a little bit complicated is when you actually get into Bangkok. But I use Google Maps on a mobile phone. Samsung there. I've got I don't know if you can notice it, but I'll take the cover off. I've got a magnetic on the air vent. I bought this kind of adapter. It will hold the phone. It goes into the magnetic, into the vents. I don't know if you can see that square on the back. That's magnetic, and it's on the passenger air vent. I've got it down there, and I'm driving. I can see it. The road from Pattaya is very, very good. I also drove down to Hua Hin a couple of weeks ago. No problems at all. They're doing a lot of building work. When you get out of Bangkok for about 20 miles, there's a lot of road works and overhead construction going on, which is a bit frustrating. But once you're out of that, it's okay. So in answer to your question about tolls, you'll pay a lot more on the tolls coming from Pattaya. I paid about one toll was 105 baht, another one was 25 baht, and another one was 50 baht. But that was me coming into Sukhumvit, okay? As far as going down to Hua Hin, from memory, I think I only paid one toll, which was about 55 baht, because it's not all going down to Pattaya, it's all highways going down there. And it isn't going down to Hua Hin, okay? But it's dead simple. Don't worry about driving here. I don't know if you've driven here before, but it's fantastic. All the signs now, most of them are in English as well. There's plenty of service stations. The roads are great. The markings are great. You've got your sat nav. The only thing is be careful, because some of the drivers here, they'll just pull in front of you. They don't indicate, you know, they don't, you know, in the UK, for instance, you're only allowed to overtake on the right hand side. You can't undertake. You'll get caught by the police and fined, cameras and all that. But here they you know, they go in and out of each lane from if they want to overtake you and they can't get in, they'll just go onto the inside lane and then come straight across the middle lane to the outside lane. So be really careful of other cars. You don't have to pay the toll roads, but you know, then you're on the slow road with all the lorries and stuff. Ryan Seeger says it's probably from swimming in your pool. So how would that work, Ryan? Because are you talking about an infection from the pool, or are you talking about straining it? Because if it was strained, surely it'd be on both legs and feet, not just one. Richard Woolley, that's that COVID jab, Peter. Well, I did have 4 of them, but the last one was about a year ago, so I'm not sure. Right, no name. Oh, you're the guy. I have to visit there. Must be low profile type of place. Heard that's some of the Pats girls from Hooters work between the two. Not okay, I think you're talking to somebody else, aren't you? How you doing, Capio? Nice to have you in the stream. Ben Lino, gout. Yeah, everybody's saying it's gout. It's not gout. It might be a form of gout, but it's not. The thing is, gout only happens in joints, and well, I suppose my knee, yeah, is a joint, isn't it? But I don't know. I'm going to. Ricky says diabetes related. Well, one of the tests I had, and this was only 2 weeks ago, was a diabetes test, and I'm on the border again. Okay, so I don't have diabetes, but I need to be careful now, because if I keep going the way I am, I will get it back. I've had it once. I got rid of it because I lost some weight. I just got to get into that. You know. Right, Paul Hoskins says they give you a clot buster. Is that true, Paul, or is that a joke? It'd be nice if they could give me something to get rid of it. Capio, get David Bond on as a guest when he was on NDTV. It was brilliant. All the old miserable guys were so jealous of him, they nearly had a breakdown. David Bond. I've heard of him. Is he the guy who's got the sexy girlfriend? Sia, is it, or Sai, something like that? Their live stream is very sophisticated now. It's very good. I mean, I've not been in there on a live stream, but I don't have time to watch other people's live streams throughout. But I do know, you know, they do it in a bar, and they put a sofa in front with some girls, and you know, they've got a real professional setup. They got people on the camera. You get me sitting here with a webcam, or you know, a lot of guys do it like this. It's not overly exciting, but they've got a real nice setup down there, and they get a lot of people in the stream, don't they? Jay Choi, I don't actually have high blood pressure, Jay. It's slightly high, but not high enough to make my knee almost incapable of walking. Right, I'm getting all the diagnosed. Everybody's diagnosing me here. 20 Rothmans, urate crystals, allopurin. No, that allopurin, I used to take that to stop getting gout, but I don't anymore because I don't get gout. I haven't had it for 10 years. Right, Kev says, I got gout once and it was so painful, could not even put the bed sheet on my foot. Yeah, it is that bad, isn't it? You can tell we're all old men on here, can't you? We got nothing better to talk about than ailments. Christian Rainstorm, is it? First thing I thought was a blood clot, I've had it when I came home from Thailand. Take the blood thinner and be careful if you fall over, go to hospital. I did actually have a fall actually 2 weeks ago. Funny enough, I was doing a live, but I had this already. Did I? I'm not sure. That's an interesting comment there because let me just read that again. I don't want to take the blood thinners without. I'm going through the doctor, because you've got to be very careful with things. You can't just stop popping aspirins and all the rest of it. But I did actually fall down. I never fall down. But what happened was, the curbs, they're normally about, I don't know, that bit. I don't know if you can relate to that on screen there, but they're normally about that high, what, 6 inches, 7 inches. And I was coming out of the venue that Marley and I did the live stream from, and I was looking at my phone, and I went off the curb to put my foot on the road, and there was no road there because the curb was actually, I'm not exaggerating, it was about, I'd say 13 inches definitely. So of course I'm not looking, I'm just, I come off the side of the road, the pavement, put my foot forward, expecting my foot to land on the road. Of course, there was no road there because it was so high. So what happened is I fell and I landed on both knees. I've still got like scabs on both knees from 2 weeks ago. I don't know, would that affect it? Um, Lots of ideas coming in here. Kelly, thinking it may be an IT issue with the side of the knee, roll with a bar or foam roller the opposite side. Okay, how is that then? Thinking it might be an IT. What you mean? Because sitting in front of a computer? I don't know. I don't sit here for like that long, really, a few hours a day. And I'm always moving. If I come and I sit down and I do work, I always get up and make a cup of coffee or go to the toilet or something, or just, Um, Yeah, lots of diagnoses and ideas coming out here. I was referring to gout, not what Peter has. Okay. I can't pronounce your name. Is it Andrew Seabat? Oh, I've got that wrong. I quite enjoyed your video with Marley, Peter. Yeah, just back on this thing with Marley and the videos. I'm going to stick with it. I have had some people come on and say, "Oh, it was better when you did it by yourself." And what's she going to bring? But you got to give her time. And like I say, she's, I'm an old dinosaur, and she's a lot of fun. And I actually enjoy working with her. She's a good laugh. Actually, got a really good sense of humor. Um, and again, we're not an item, okay? It's just purely professional. Javed, Peter, can I ask you how much it cost you those visits to the hospital? I mean, I believe you don't take medical insurance, right? Yeah, I won't get into the whole why I don't take medical insurance, but I did make a video and explain, but it wasn't that bad. Each visit. Now I'm going to a hospital called Med Park. It's on Rama 4. It's on a par with Bummengrad on Soy 3. Okay, it's only 2 years old. It's probably a bit too expensive for me to go there and keep paying cash, but it's like one of the top hospitals in Bangkok. It's like second to none. And typically I'll get a bill for about, if I go and they give me the medicine there. Okay, so if I go there, I'll give you an example. Last 2 weeks ago, I went there, had a blood test. Okay, so I had the full lab report, about diabetes. What else did they? Liver, heart. They test everything inside your body to make sure that's not what's causing the fluid in your legs and everything. Okay, so I had the full lab blood test. I had a consultancy with a doctor. There's a couple of $100 fee for the hospital. It's just an admin fee that they charge you anytime you go there. And I think the whole thing was about £70, £80. Other times I've gone there, it's been kind of £60. So it's not over the top, but what you've got to be careful of, it can become a roundabout, okay? Because what happens, you jump on this roundabout and they'll make you another appointment. So we'll come back 2 weeks, we'll do this. And then you go back and you pay again. It's like, okay, we'll come back next week, we'll try that. But, until my leg gets to normal, I have to keep going back. So I'm nearly there now. I mean, they've done all the tests on my internal organs, which came up okay. I don't have diabetes. It's not gout related. So this time they've told me not to eat anything 12 hours before I go there. They're going to do another blood test. And this time, if they don't find anything, they're going to send me to a specialist who will look at the veins of my leg for clots and stuff like that. And if they do find that, which it probably is, then they'll give me some medicine that hopefully will flush it all through, and hopefully I'll be back on my legs again. But I'll tell you what, it really makes you, I've wanted to do, I've got ideas to do videos with Marley, but it takes a lot of walking. And I've just said to Marley, we can't do them because I can't get around. Even when we went down to Chinatown, it was great. It was good fun, but we had to limit what we did. It was good on the boat. The river's good fun. You want to try that. If you come down here, do a river cruise. It's really nice. Okay, no strings. Come back to the UK. The NHS will sort it out. Yeah, I'll get an appointment for like 3 years' time. Soy dog. Hot and humid weather can cause gout. Yeah, but everybody's saying it's gout. I don't think it is gout. That's the thing about it. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Peter's Medical Corner here. Right. Travel with Mark. Gout is a buildup of uric which forms crystals in your joints. Can also make kidney stones. Shellfish is also bad. Yeah, that's all true information. Yeah. Jay, try some TMC medicines. Yeah, we've had that one. Right, flights now. Okay, let's change the subject. Matthew Green, £1,200 from Birmingham. That seems a bit steep, Matthew. Hilko, she's not dead. Hilko Bosman said Marley was good. She's still alive. She's still very much alive. She's at home, but she will be here next week due to bad weather this week. I can't think of anything worse. Broccoli cookies. Christ, they sound revolting. Right, Steve. Anyone stayed at the 4-star Bestin Hotel in Pattaya? Not me, that's for sure. Don't know if anybody else has. Phil T. One of my meds caused bad swelling in my feet. Try lying down with feet elevated with a cushion. That helped me. Yeah, I do it, and it does help. But the problem is, if I go out in the afternoon and I'm like when I was in Patio, I met this guy Nick down there, obviously a viewer, and we decided we want to play pool. Okay, I like playing pool. I'm not great, but I like playing it. So we walked down Soy 7. I was really slow. I mean, I'm actually limping. And, I was walking around the pool table. I was okay. I had something around my knee. But by the time I got back at 5 o'clock, I was in absolute agony. And I sit on the bed with 2 pillows, so my foot is elevated. Do that for a couple of hours, and yeah, I can then go out again. Okay, but it doesn't solve it long term. Okay, Michael. Really looking forward to start my Thailand adventure for the first time in July after 3 years of booking and cancelling, starting in Cambodia and ending in Laos. But the most is Thailand. Well, I'll just tell you something very quickly, Michael. Nick, who this is his second visit here. He came here for 10 days, but he came to Thailand for the first time 2 months ago. Okay. So what he done is similar to you. He booked a week in Cambodia and he booked a week here in Thailand. He had 1 day in Bangkok and he went down to Pattaya for the last 2 days. And after his trip, I said, what did you think of it? How was it? He says, you know what? He says, I wasted my time going to Cambodia. He said, I should have come to Thailand on day 1. He says, it doesn't compare. So I'm just letting you know. That's what he said. That's what others have said. Randy, PA Comanche. Good morning, Peter. Sorry I'm late. Right, Randy, thank you very much. I did tell you we went for a very, very nice Lebanese meal. Randy donated some serious cash over because we were supposed to meet for dinner and he couldn't meet up and he met someone quite sweet. I won't get into that too much. But anyway, he bought me a dinner, so we went down. There's a Lebanese restaurant in the basement of the Planchette Centre there on Soy 2. We went there. Very nice meal, not cheap, but very nice. And thank you for that, Randy. Right, Saji, no name Hooters is closed for good. I don't know if it's closed. You're talking about Pattaya. I don't know if it's closed for good, but the current location is definitely closed. And John Gardner, hello, Peter. Soy Dog, just to let everyone know, if you have a motorbike, you can't use the toll roads. Very true. It doesn't matter how big the motorbike is. It's so frustrating for some people. The toll roads, like the motorways here, they're very, very good. But I've got a friend who rides a motorbike, and when he first came here, he didn't know that. He rented a motorbike. He went onto the he went through onto the up the ramp to pay to go onto the motorway, and the staff sent him back down towards the oncoming traffic. Anybody in a sensible way doing it was saying, well, you're not allowed on here, but take the next exit off. But not here. They just didn't let him on, and they told him to turn around his bike and head down towards the traffic on the side of the tollway there. So yeah, if it's a blue sign like the UK, if it's a blue motorway sign, any blue signs, don't attempt to go on it with a motorbike. Okay. Aussie Rose might consider an MRI, see if the issue might be coming from other parts of your body like the spine or neck. Thanks for cheering me up. The mother nerve or sensitivity. What's that? Okay, system could be pinched, causing pain. I had the issue. You're scaring me a little bit now. I hope it's not that. I hope it is just a simple. It might be something totally unrelated, but yeah, it's all down to money here, isn't it? More time. I had a brain scan. Can you imagine? I know I'm a bit paranoid. What happened was I'd be sitting here on the computer and I'd kind of have a mini blackout. I'd be like, oh shit, I start worrying then. I think, I've got a tumor growing on my brain. There can't be any other answer. So I went to hospital and I said, yeah, I'm having these mini blackouts. I'm sure it was all in my mind. And I said, what are you doing? They said, well, the only thing we can do is give you a brain scan. And I was like, well, how much is that going to cost? And they're like 16,000 baht. And I was like, wow, £400. And I I said, will it pick anything up? They said, yeah, everything. So I took it like an idiot. I went into this tube thing and they play these, it's like being brainwashed, right? They play these really loud sounds and they change tones. So it'll be like, bum, 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 bum. Then all of a sudden it'll change to bing, 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 bing. And then, you sit there, well, you lay there for 45 minutes. You've got this plastic mask on so you can't scratch your face or anything. It's, if you're claustrophobic, I'm a little bit claustrophobic, but it's not very nice at all. But it came back and they just said everything's normal, you know. So at least I know I don't have any tumors grown in my brain. Right, Franco, Vinny gifted 5 Mendes, Steve Hughes, all good on the sound. Good. Okay, so yeah, I always miss it. So Vinny out there, kind man he is, he's gifted 5 memberships out to you lucky people. I don't know who he's gifted them to, but if you have a look and you know, if you see you've got a free membership, it's from Vinny, so it's from him. You got a thing. Thank you, Franco. Right, Steve. David Bond was in the live stream earlier, Peter. Okay, is that when you say earlier, is that in this live stream? Not my live stream, surely. You mean he was in, what day is it? It's Saturday. They do their live stream on a Sunday. In this stream, Steve? I'm not sure what you mean. Right, Aussie Rules, got traction and the motor issue and pain in my shoulder neck was relieved. Oh, God, don't go. I got traction. What, you think I'm going to be in hospital and, you know, oh, my God. Nick Hare, Scout is the worst, but it's hereditary. Change your diet, no drinking, eating meat, cut down. I don't know, Nick. I just stopped getting it. I still drink. I'm planning to try and not drink. I stopped for 14 months. Maybe that's why I don't get gout anymore. But what happened with me, it just went away. I just haven't changed my diet too much. And I just stopped getting it. I used to get it every 2 to 3 months and then suddenly it stopped. Kelly, IT band roll out the opposite side. I'm not sure what that means, Kelly. What do you mean IT? So that is like IT, like computers and stuff, right? IT band roll out the opposite side. Not sure what that means. Right, 555. That's Adam. You are talking about Peter. Oh, okay. Oh, is it? All right. Okay. I don't really watch too many YouTube channels. I'm catching a lot of Trevor lately because he's doing a lot of TikTok videos a lot, and I look at TikTok a lot. You know, if I go to the toilet or something, you know, it's a great way to kill 5 minutes, isn't it? But I've noticed Trevor's putting out a lot. Right, Christopher, thank you very much for that. Christian Rainstorm at 100 sec. Whiskey helps in a country for old men. Yeah, I know. Thank you very much for that super chat. I shall be having a whiskey later on, but I won't have one just yet, so I'll get pissed. Javier says, Christopher Tate, 4,000 Thai baht is about £100. Yeah, it's 4,000. It's less now. It's because the pound is doing very well. Hi, Travel with Mark. Hi there. Let me put you up there because it's your first time. Hi there, first time here. Brilliant. Okay. Where's Appleyard? Because you're coming over, aren't you, Wes? I'm over there after the 24th of October for 4 weeks. Hope we can catch up. But you generally hang around in Phuket, Wes, when you're here? I don't know if I'll get down to Phuket. Gary Russell, hi Peter. 2 days to go for my Thailand holiday. Great stuff. Just be prepared for the rain because we are into the rainy season now, and we've been lucky so far. But that's why Marley isn't with me tonight, and I'm in my apartment because the skies just open up tonight. Marley didn't want to come out and get her hair wet. That takes her 5 minutes to get ready. I asked her because she had all her hair all done. The first live stream was all blonde and wavy and, you know, like a model, you know, and it probably took her 5 hours in some salon. I said, oh, your hair looks nice, Molly. How long did it take you? She said, oh, 5 minutes. I said, you bloody liar. That took more like 5 hours. Steve, you'll be in Bangkok November. I'm arriving November 5th. My daughters are arriving around that time. I wonder if you'll be on the same flight. Can't remember the exact date. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, I did put the exchange rates up. Let me put them up. Some people come up late. I'll put them up again because it's doing the pound's doing very well at the moment. No name. A YouTuber had his chain stolen by a ladyboy right on his live stream. Well, maybe it was a ploy to get some super stickers, some super chats. Who was that then? Who had the gold chain? Who would wear a gold chain here? I used to wear. I used to, but not anymore. Okay, David Bond. Are you the chap we were talking about? Has anything changed in Bangkok in 2 years? David, yeah, I think it has. A lot of things have changed. I think prices have gone up a lot. I won't say it's no longer cheap. It can be cheap if you know where to go. Taxis are still relatively cheap. The BTS is cheap. The MRT, you can eat street food. You can eat in Thai restaurants. It's all cheap. Clothes you can buy cheap if you don't buy branded goods. You can buy a lot of things cheap. But as far as the entertainment scene goes, you go out to Nana Plaza or Soy Cowboy, you're talking 180 baht for a small beer. Nana Plaza, I don't bar fine girls, but I had somebody recently who told me Nana Plaza, ladies drink 345 baht. Well, you work that out. That's what, $10, £9 for a lady drink, 1,000 baht to the bar just to get her out of that bar, and then she wants 4,000 baht. So you're talking London prices, aren't you? I'll have to check out your channel, David, if that is you. Let me make a note of that, David Bond. Okay. Well, I'll remember, it's a good name. James Bond. Right. I bet that's just made you almost puke. How many people say that to you? Right. Brian Street, have you checked out Gulliver's on Soy 5 yet? I will, Brian. You know what? It's this bloody legs hold me back. If I don't have to go out, I don't go out. You know, I go out and I've gone out and done a few videos with Marley just to, you know, I've got her. She's here now, right? So I've got to justify what she's doing. And, but, you know, if I don't have to go out, I generally try and stay in and rest my leg. I've got to keep checking this just in case it's Franco. Okay, right. Right, yeah, Nick, no worries about that. Yeah, I don't think anybody sort of hooked onto that. Nomi Inspector, evening, how you doing? Anton Karadin. Have you considered doing the member stream at 11 p.m. London time? It would be 5 a.m. in Bangkok time. A lot easier to watch a Mongolian stream in the evening. It is 10 a.m. here. Yeah, okay, let me talk about that. Let me just get this down because this is something that's right doing my head in at the moment. So let me just tell you, if you haven't been coming to my channel too long, okay, when I was in the UK, I had 2 streams a week, right? One was at 10 p.m. on Friday and one was at 9 p.m. on a Sunday. And generally, I'd get about 500 people in each live stream. I got a lot of super chats and stickers and things like that. And because I wasn't in Thailand, I used to do a lot of competitions, Ladyboy competitions, Guess the Ladyboy, all these manga men, all these sort of different things. I used to show old adverts from the 60s and comedy scripts and tell jokes, and you know, because I wanted it to be entertaining. But the problem is now I'm in Bangkok, the time difference is so great that yeah, I could set my alarm clock, get up at 4 o'clock to do a live stream at 5, but it wouldn't be the same because when I was in the UK and doing a live stream at 10 p.m. at night, I had everything prepared. I'd been awake all day. I had my beers ready, a bit of whiskey. I had everything lined up, like the competitions. I knew where I was going. We'd go on. There'd be 500 people in. You know, it just rolled. And some of the live streams I did went on for 5 hours. The one I did with Ed Sweeney was 5 hours. But, you know, when you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you attempt to do the same thing. It isn't going to work because I don't drink alcohol at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd be sitting wanting a coffee. I'm going to be dreary-eyed. And I'm just not going to want to get out of bed. So, I mean, in theory, it's a very good idea, but it just wouldn't work. I did it once when I first came back here when COVID was on. Let me just drop that for a second. Do you remember when COVID was on for 2 years and then they started to open up under very strict conditions? And I didn't really want to come here, but I thought, look, I've got a YouTube channel about Thailand. So, you know, people want to know what's going on. I better make the effort. I'll go. And I did come and I caught COVID and they wouldn't let me back on the plane. It was a disaster, but it was to be in Thailand again. And I did that. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do at that time, I think it was an 8-hour time difference. So I thought, right, I've got to do the live stream 10 p.m. on Friday. That's what everyone's waiting for. They want to know what's going on. I had 1,000 people in that live stream, 1,000 people. Okay. And the picture quality was terrible because I was on the hotel internet, but it went on for a couple of hours and it was very, very successful. And that was good. But I couldn't do that every week. I just couldn't sustain it. You know, I'm 63. I can't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, I need a good night's sleep now. So I'm going to have to try and work something out because obviously, you know, there's 259 people in the stream now, which is good. I'm happy about that. But it's not the same having a stream in the afternoon, is it? But I don't know how the other guys get away with it. I mean, you look at Trevor, he does his at 10 o'clock in the morning Thai time. So what's that? I mean, it's very early on a Sunday, and the same with Nick Dean. They do theirs in the afternoon in Thailand. So, but then, you know, maybe there's less people working on a Sunday. I don't know. I was hoping to pick up a few more people along the way. I thought, well, okay, I'll lose some of my UK audience because of the time, but perhaps I'll make up with other people. But it hasn't seemed to happen as yet. Right, I'll tell you what, guys. I don't know. I ate something tonight. I had some food and it must have had a lot of salt in it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this little dancing lady on. I'm going to refill my glass of water. I'll be back in a couple of secs, okay? Okay, all right. She's pretty, isn't she? Yeah. You know what? One of the other. Remember, I mentioned I did a video recently, and it was how much do I spend? How I've been here 6 months now. What's my monthly budgets? I'm spending about 70,000 baht a month, and in that video, I explained why you could get that down by 20,000, but it's just a lifestyle I live. And in that video, I'd mentioned I do most of the cooking here at home. You know, I like to eat well, but one of the reasons I cook a lot at home is because the doctor told me to cut down on salt, you know, so I've really stopped a lot of the salt. But when you go out to a Thai restaurant, I notice they must put a lot of salt in the food because every time I come back, I'm drinking gallons of water, you know, not literally gallons, but a lot of water. And I don't do that when I cook. When I cook myself, you know, I have a glass of milk, low skim milk with it or something like that, and that's it. But when I go out and I like, I just had some kind of fat noodles with chicken and some spicy sauce, which was very nice. But I'm just drinking pints of water now, so obviously I had a lot of salt in it, which is really bad for me. So that's the reason. You know, I wonder if that'd take off if I did a series of videos on home cooking as a single guy in Bangkok, where I buy the food, what I cook, because I like to cook a lot of traditional Western food, you know, like pie and chips and stuff like that. You know, where I can buy tin potatoes and brown sauce and all sorts. You know, I might give that a go, but maybe I'll be scraping the barrel. Um, right, Saji. Yes, cool. I haven't been to Thailand in 11 years and just thought there was the one Hooters in Pattaya. No, they're all over the place. There's two very close to me. There's one in Soi 4, which is a busy one. They've got one in Soi 15, just down the road there. John Gardner, hello. Hello, Peter. John here. Said hello to you on LK Metro a couple of days ago. It was nice to chat with you. Love the channel. Great work. Keep it up. Yeah, hi, John. How you doing? I do remember. It was brief, but you were kind enough to come up and say hello. I'm back in Bangkok now, so yeah, excellent. I'm not going to read that one out, Paul Hoskins. Right, Ryan. Imagine YouTube report if they was watching to monitor. Yeah. No name. You're correct. The only one has closed, soon to be resurrected. Is it? Are they going to open another one somewhere? RTM. Right, Peter, 63 here. Good pair of hiking boots have saved my knees and feet. Keen brand boots, if you can find them. Yeah, but it's kind of doesn't kind of go with the territory, does it? You know, I go out wearing shorts. I've got about 7 pairs of trainers here, like Adidas, and I've got some no name brand ones that I bought here. Hiking boots are great in the UK or you know up in the mountains somewhere, but you know walking down Sukhumvit in a pair of hiking boots and shorts doesn't kind of, you know. Right, okay. The Real Dutch Frank, latest vlog, 100 ladies in my harem condo. Who are we talking about? Right, no strings. Paul Hoskins, that's an average. Okay, Tom Streeter, is it? Hi, Peter. Apart from money, what do you think is the biggest reason men fail in moving to Thailand? I definitely think it's the women. I'll read that out again because it's a good question. It says, hi, Peter, apart from money, what do you think the biggest reason men fail in moving to Thailand? So what he's basically saying is guys who come out here, they cock up and they end up having to go back home, you know, because they run out of money or other reasons. And what the question is, what do I think the other reasons are? I think a lot of it, if you dig down, a lot of it is to do with the women here. You know, I was reading a comment today about a guy he's single, he's been married, and just excuse me, just sort my cables out here when I'm talking to you. And you know, he's done mongering all over the world, and he came to Thailand for the first time a few months ago, and he said it's just totally different to anywhere else. He says, nowhere in the world have I been tempted to have a relationship or fall in love with any of these girls. You know, they do what they do, I pay them, and that's it. He said, but in Thailand, he said it's so difficult because they're so good at it, and a lot of this boils down to guys just getting roped in. And you know, I've known guys who've come out here on their own. They got a little bit lonely, and they end up going down to a cluster of bars somewhere in their local area, and they get talking to a little girl they like, nice girl, and have a few drinks, and eventually he bar finds her, and that's his now local. He goes down because he thought she was nice. I'll go and see her tonight, and they have another drink, and he ends up bar finding her again, and then he goes down on the third night. She's sitting with another guy, and of course, he's extremely jealous now, isn't he? Because he's been talking to her for 3 or 4 nights, and he's bar find her twice. And she goes off with this other guy, and he goes home, and he's in a furious mood. Not, you know, because she's gone off with somebody else, which is her job. You can't blame her, of course, can you? And so what happens? The guy ends up actually bar finding her every night. Just to stop her going with other guys, even if he doesn't want to get it on, as they say, you know, he'll bar find her just to take her back to the apartment because he's just so doesn't want her to go off with other guys. And what happens? It costs a lot of money. You bar fine. You're on holiday for 2 weeks in Pattaya, and you bar fine a girl every night. No big deal, is it? You go home, you make more money, you come and do it again. But when you live here, it can, it can dwindle your funds. So in answer to your question, even if they don't do that, they can fall in love with the wrong girl, build them houses. It can be a constant money drip. I need this. My mother needs that. My brother needs that. It's very hard. There's an old saying, when you date a Thai girl, you date a Thai family. The family comes. It's the same with Filipino girls. The family's all involved in it, and that's one of the biggest reasons, I think. And the other reason is some people are just not mentally prepared for it. It's a whole different culture, isn't it? They come out here. Some people can't eat spicy food. Some people can't stand the heat. They think they're going to be able to deal with it. But when you live here, you do climatize. I've got fans on in the daytime. I don't use air conditioning anymore. It's only on now because of the noise of the fans. If there was no noise, if I wasn't doing a stream, I'd have a fan on and no top. I'd be walking semi-naked around here. That's not a pretty sight, I promise you. But there's lots of reasons why guys trip over, and but a lot of guys make it as well. Right, Archie Westmoreland. Thanks for your recommendation, Peter. The soup rice at the Malaysia Hotel Bangkok was excellent. Oh, you got down there, did you? The Malaysia Hotel. That was the serpent video, wasn't it? I was a bit disappointed by that one as well. That was the video that I did. The Netflix series of Serpent. Well, they filmed a lot of that in the apartment scene where they're at the swimming pool. That was filmed just down the road here, Bottom of Soy 4, actually. I filmed that, and then I went down to Pat Pong and I filmed where the guy actually lived, and I went around the old area where he hung out and picked his victims up and stuff. But it only did 5,000 viewings, and I enjoyed making that. And I was out filming all day. Had a big tripod, and it didn't do that well. I seen a video on another channel, and the title of the video was it was something like $12 a night for a hotel and girl is included, and the girl was laying on the bed, right? And all the video was about, once you went into it, it was just about a hotel room. It was a hotel vlog. It was like, okay, well, here's a hotel. It's $12 a night. It's near the beach. It's this, it's that. It's in Jumpty. It's got a nice clean toilet. It's got, a nice view and blah, blah, blah. And it was nothing more than that. But the title and the thumbnail, $12 a night hotel with girl included, it got 1.2 million views. 1.2 million, and there's me out all day filming the serpents locations, and I get 5,000. Maybe I should make a video next week. Free hotel room with 10 girls jumping out the wardrobe on you. Maybe I'll get 2 million views. Right, naughty boy. Peter, every time before the rain comes, I get serious arthritis pains, especially in tropical weather. Although I've had many broken bones and 2 metal plates. I've never had any broken bones, none at all. I don't think it's that, to be honest with you. Okay, thanks for cheering me up. Fluid of the leg, you might have had heart failure, Peter. No, my heart is good. I've just been fully tested. The rhythm's good. It's the right size. It's beating normal. I mean, I've been to hospital and I've had professional tests done 3 times this year, actually. So I very much doubt it's heart failure. Steve says they need to do a CT scan with dye that shows any clots up. If you had a big clot, it would show in blood. Yeah, they don't do the whole body for that unless it's a heart now, Steve. If it's just the leg, I don't know yet. I'll tell you because I'm going to the hospital on Monday, and I won't have that done. I'm just going to have blood tests done again, and then she'll just see it still, like to say, right now you need to go for that test. I just want to get off this merry-go-round. Anton Carradine, Thailand bound gout live stream. Okay, everybody thinks it's gout. Right, one collars. Buzzing Trevor suffers horribly from bad gout. Can smell from time to time. You could ask him for advice about gout, but it's not gout, guys. The doctors have already told me it's not gout, and I've had gout, and I've got gout medicine here. Broccoli is YouTube speak for the green stuff. Yeah, I call it the green stuff. You can't mention that word, that C word anymore. You know that because every YouTuber knows your channel will get demonetized, your video anyway. Charlie Stewart, right? Good to have you in. What's that? Not gout. It's to be. He don't use. Hang on, what does that say? One that's not gout. It's to be. He don't use deodorant. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Troy. What? 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 Ultrasound is what you need done ASAP. If it is a clot, they will put you on an anticoagulant for 3 months. If it breaks off, it will go to the lungs and you're done. Sounds thrilling. Well, they know what they're doing, don't they? I just hope nothing happens to me in between. Right, no name. Wow, don't know. It was the biggest. Too bad it was a good location. Okay, are you talking about the stream, right? The Netflix one. Vinny, right? Okay, let's have one from you. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships tonight, Vinny. 5 lucky people out there, free membership. And if you are a member, the members stream in about half an hour. I have got a ladyboy competition, and I am going to be doing a manga minute. All right, right. Well, since we're on the topic of personal health, are your plans for LASIK surgery on the horizon? No, I'll tell you why. I thought, right, I'll go for this now because I kept talking about it. I got on my scooter. I went to the Bangkok hospital, which is about 20 minutes away from here, very busy traffic. Got there. They've got an actual department just for LASIK, massive hospital, absolutely massive. I went there and I had to find the actual department because I got a dedicated eye unit department just for doing LASIK. And they told me I was too old. They said, you're too old. We can't do it. So I did inquire in a few other hospitals, and some hospitals said, "Well, we will do it, but we'd need to you'd have to have an appointment first to see a doctor, and they'll look you over and see if you haven't got cataracts or something like that." But I thought to myself, you know what? If Bangkok Hospital, which is probably one of the best hospitals in Bangkok, if they say they don't do it over a certain age, they must have a reason for saying that, right? Your eyes, you've only got one set of eyes, right? Okay, I wear glasses. I don't like wearing glasses. I have to keep changing them to different glasses. But at the end of the day, I can see. Okay, I can drive. I can see. I don't want to risk. It's not like we're talking about one of my fingers or something like that. We're talking about eyesight. And if the Bangkok hospital has said we can't do it, then I'm just not going to go with it. Okay. Somebody else suggested lenses. I haven't looked into that yet, but apparently you can have new lenses. Amazing, isn't it? Somebody said they got these lenses and he kept picking up his beer bottle to check because he could actually read the small writing. We'll see. I'm not in a rush to do it now. I might give Trevor a ring tomorrow then because I've got his number. Trevor had a similar issues with the knees. Seems to be sorted now. Hope you get better soon. Well, I mean, it's not, my personal health isn't the most interesting subject on the planet, but I'll try to briefly mention it each week and let you know how the hospital visits went because maybe somebody's in a similar situation to me and, they can get sorted. T-Money, Peter, my dad is going through the same as you with his foot and they can't figure it out either. I hope you get better. Well, I wouldn't say they can't figure out. What they've been doing is they've been doing tests to um, uh, write off what it isn't, basically. So the first thing that comes to mind is it's a sign of something worse in your body, right? So you could have heart disease, you could have cirrhosis, you could have this, and this. So they get a blood test, urine test, they test all that, and then they can normally say, you've got cirrhosis of the liver. That's why your foot's swelling up, right? But I've come back completely clean. So it's none of my organs. It's not a hint from one of my organs. So the most likely thing it is, it's just strange how it all goes back to that day when I did that long walk with Bangkok Pat. I've obviously hurt my foot, but why has it suddenly gone to my knee? Yeah, I need to move to Spain then, Mad 67. It's a time for a mobility scooter. Yeah, you look at Benidorm, they're all on bloody motor scooters out there, aren't they? Right, Kev, have you stopped drinking? I haven't, Kev, and I know, but you know what? I mean, I enjoy a drink. I don't drink in the day at all. Lots of people offered me beers in Pattaya this week, and I just said, look, I don't drink. And some people they try and push it on me, and I'm like, look, mate, if I've told you I don't drink in the day, if you can't handle it, then you're gonna. If you order it, it's either going to be wasted or you drink it yourself. Because I will not drink it. I appreciate your offer, but some people just won't. They just won't accept it. If they're having a beer, just want a small beer, and I won't. I just stick to my guns. Yeah, I am, Nick. It's called a hypochondriac. I am a hypochondriac, but saying that, I have got a swollen leg. Right. Okay, put that up from Dutch Farang. Well, we are no name. You're saying, I hope so. No strings. It rained. You're talking to somebody else, but you're saying, well, it's going to rain. We're in the rainy season. It normally ends around mid-October. Yeah. Yours, Peter, you're giving the hospital some. Do you know how much I've spent on hospital? Because I've had a lot of visits, okay, and I've went to a different place for something else, which we won't get into. I've probably done £1,000 on hospital visits in the last 6 months. which is a lot of money. But like I said, it's a bit. I could have gone to another hospital and it'd have been £500, but it's your health, isn't it? And I won't be gone forever. Eventually this will clear, it'll get better, and hopefully that'll be it. Ben Lino, I got a CT scan in Thailand, but in a government hospital, it was about 2,500 baht. Yeah, that is a good point. But then I know a guy, Dave the Rave, who was a bars manager in Nana for 20 odd years. He went to a government hospital because he had a problem with his legs. They diagnosed him wrong. His toes started to go black. He went back again. They still diagnosed him wrong. This is in a government hospital. He went back to the UK and they amputated both his legs at, just below the knees. That's scary, right? How far behind am I on these chats? Quite 0951. About half an hour. Let me. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump down to the newer chat because I'm so far behind. I'm going to go back. Okay, otherwise it's not going to make sense. Mark, how are you doing? Nice to see you in. Paul, I'm not reading that one out. Rick Telek, is Marley your you? Let me put that up there. Is Marley your best and only option? Well, I don't know, Rick, because she's just come on board, but I kind of get a hint that you don't like me working with her, okay? But I'll keep that up there. So what I said at the beginning of the stream, I will repeat it because the people who are complaining about Marley are probably the same people who wrote to me and said, look, you've been doing this 3 years, your channel's getting stale, you're telling the stories every week, they're okay, but it's the same old, you need to do something different, right? Those people telling me this. So I think, okay, let's try something different. I can only try one thing at a time. If I just try and change the channel completely, I just hit 49,000 subscribers. Okay, I'm not the biggest channel in Thailand by a long shot, but another 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to hit 50,000. I'm very proud of that. An old guy like me who just messes about with a camera has hit nearly 50,000. Okay, so I want to try and appeal to a lot more people. And I just think Marley, the problem is when you try and find a girl to come on screen with her, either she's very pretty but she doesn't speak English, or she's not very pretty and she speaks English, or she's pretty, she speaks English but she's boring, she's got no personality. The thing with Marley, she's such a bubbly, fun character. She's got such an online presence. Okay, plus she's pretty, plus she speaks relatively good English, fairly good English anyway, and she's got humor. Some guy wrote in, he said, "Oh, I can't understand what you're saying," and I said to Marley, I said, "Well, this guy's saying he can't understand it. What would you say to him?" Marley said, "Well, it's simple. Learn to speak Thai. Then you're in Thailand." So she's got that rapport, and to work with her on camera, I think we work well together. So in answer to your question, do you think she's your best option? I don't know. She's been with me now for 3 weeks. I've got her on a 3 months contract, and we'll see what happens after that. I think it will work out. I just think, if it's not for you, then I don't want to push you away. But if it's not for you, then she's not with me all the time. Like the stream, she's here every other one. We do a video every other week, and if she's not for you, then you just don't watch when she's on, do you? But I'm not getting rid of her, not at all. I wish it was some people out there who'd come on and say they actually like what she does, because I hope I'm not the only one. Right, Andrew. I see your favorite YouTubers now back in the UK, Andrew. Best way from London to Bangkok for only £300. London to Athens, Athens to Kuala Lumpur, Kuala Lumpur to Bangkok. Yeah, all right, Andrew, take your backpack with you. Yeah, I know you do stuff on the cheap, but a lot of older guys, it's just too much for them. How you doing anyway, Andrew? I hope you're well. And how's your eye doing? I haven't spoke to you for a few weeks now. You got your eye done, didn't you? Had your operation. Are you getting better? Roberta 2000, I like Marley. Okay, thank you. Paul Hoskins, Marley is lovely. Ben Leno, keep Marley. She'll like that. I'll show this tomorrow. It's a bit of support. Right, so who's that giving me $10? Jeff say, thank you, mate, for the beverage fund. Thanks. You do that every week. I do, as always, every week I say I do appreciate it. Cheers. We're on the water at the moment. Okay. Right. Rizlaman, is it Rizlaman? Yeah, Rizlaman. Don't worry about the BSP. Keep evolving the channel. Marley's getting better and nice eye candy. Yeah, I think she's great. I mean, it's not that I'm trying to get her into bed or something like that. It's purely business. But she's just bubbly. Right, more than like Marley's great. Loved your Chinatown video. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. Bit disappointed didn't get a few more watches, but T Money. I like Marley, not first, but that's. Oh, I've lost you. Where I put that up. I like Marley, not at first, but that's on me. Do not like change. A lot of people are like that. I had a guy said to me, said, look, when we used to do the Friday night streams, he said it was you, few beers, us. It was like being in the pub with your friends on a Friday night, and then one of your friends brings his girlfriend. It's not the same. And I get it. I do get that, which is why I decided not to have her on every Friday night stream, every other stream. So at least people know, okay, it's me tonight. Next week it will be Marley. So those people who like Marley, you know, they know when she's on. And those who don't, I wouldn't say don't like her, but don't want change, then they know when I'm on. But she's getting, you know, a lot of people do like her. Richard, no, completely not, completely wrong, mate. Honestly, I don't just want to start an argument, but you put Peter makes me think you're worried too much. I don't worry, and I'm not worried at all. But obviously, I'm doing something that's in the public realm, and I'm trying to keep people happy, right? So it's not that I'm worried and I can't sleep at night or something like that. But I just, you know, I don't want to do something that people don't like. Obviously, Marvin, I like Marley. Let her be. She will only get better. Yep. Duffler, is it? Maybe do a poll on Marley after a couple of months. I think she had something positive. Yeah, I think so too. It's too early, like you say, at the moment. Javier says, eye candy. Simon Dip, hello, Marley, getting better each episode. Okay, well, she's not here today, obviously. And if you came in late and you wonder why she's not here, because I advertised her, I was going to go out and meet her, but the skies opened up. It was torrential rain. She didn't want to go out, and I said, no, cancel, do next week. Simon Dip, hello, we read that. Ryan Siegel says, people can't handle change. Kev1, I like Marley now. At the beginning, I did not think much of her. Okay, well, hopefully she'll grow on you. Peter, do some acupuncture on the leg. Yeah, that's supposed to be good, isn't it? I can't pronounce the name, so I'll put the comment up there. Marley is a good addition to the channel. She is a good character. Okay. Keep Marley. It's the way forward. Okay. The other thing as well is, you know, if it's just me talking about Nana Plaza and Soy Cowboy and Mongering, as much as I appreciate my viewing audience, it's not going to expand, is it? You know, okay, she's just started. We've now done a video on the IT computer mall. Okay, we've done Chinatown. We've done the train from the airport into town, which I haven't uploaded yet. But, you know, after 2 or 3 months, and there's 20 videos up there that have got nothing to do with mongering, it will appeal to a broader audience, because, you know, there'll be people when they subscribe to a YouTube channel, there'll be people subscribed to this channel just because they only want to listen to the stories. On a Saturday, they probably hate the live streams, but there's other people who find the stories boring. You've heard 3, you've heard them all, so they only watch the live streams. You know, so you're trying to appeal to quite a big audience, aren't you? Right, Andrew, what are you saying now? If I can find it there. I've had 2 separate operations, one on my right eye and one to remove my sinuses at the top of my nose and up in front of my brain, all cured and recovered now, back at work. Brilliant. Okay, so there's no bandages, no side effects. You're good to go. When you're coming out to Thailand again? And just to anybody who's watching this and they're wondering, Andrew did pay me back the £200. There was a bit of a misunderstanding there. I threw my toys out the pram and he got upset and I got upset, but we're all good to go now. Right, Ryan, it must be nerve wrecking for her to give her time. Yeah, of course, yeah, but I don't think it is nerve wrecking for her, because she loves the limelight, right? You know, Marley is a natural show off. If you're watching the videos, I'll go to the bottom of the escalator, I'll say, okay, Marley, you come down the escalator, I'll just film you coming down. Most people would just smile at the camera. She's doing all this, you know, she's posing and she's like, you know, she loves it, you know. She absolutely loves posing. She's so funny to be out with, you know. When I'm out filming with her, she just off camera, some of the things she does is hilarious. That's why I've started to include bloopers now, because, you know, when we're sitting together, you know, she'll start texting when I'm in the middle of I'll be describing something, she just starts texting, or she'll start playing about with her hair, or she'll be looking at something over there, and I'm like, Marley, you know. So that's one of the reasons I started the bloopers. I just thought the bloopers would be a good, you know, be good fun. Right, okay, so lots and lots of positive. So we'll move on from this now. So lots of positive feedback about Marley. Give us time, guys. She's only been with me 3 weeks. Like I said, we'll make a judgment after 3 months, and I will put a poll out, and whatever the poll says, and we'll just try and work something out. Okay, let's go back to some of these older comments. Okay. 20 Rothmans. Christia Rainstorm. The inexpensive ARN flights are on Swiss. Change aircraft in Zurich. Bit less expensive from GOT. Wish I had the time. Yeah, okay. Right, thanks for all the comments with your support for Marley. I do appreciate that, and I'll tell her, because she does ask me. She'll say, "What do people think of me on your live stream?" And of course, I'm not going to turn around and say, "Well, some of them think you're crap," but, you know, she's got feelings like everybody else. So you know, she'll be happy she's getting some support. Ray, how was your trip to Pattaya? Ray, it was good, but it was a real flying visit. I went down to see a guy called Nick, a viewer. I met him here he'd come to Thailand for the first time a couple of months ago. Loved it so much, booked his ticket on his return to the UK, came back out, went down to see him, had a few game of pool with him, hung out a little bit with him. Damon, the other moderator on the channel, he's actually here. He's flying back to, I believe he's flying back on this week, but he's going to be staying in a hotel very close to me tomorrow. So what I plan to do, I'm going to drive over. I've got a car as well right now, so I'm going to drive over to Simon's tomorrow for Sunday lunch, and then come back and hopefully meet Damon in the day. But in answer to your question, it's always a good trip to Pattaya. You know, I wouldn't like to live there, but it's good to you know, to go down for visits. And having the car now, it's just so easy. You know, a little bit of traffic around Sukhumvit. Once they get out of here, 15 minutes to get out of here onto the tollway. Away you go. It's 2 hours, and you know, the hotel where I stay has underground parking. I don't touch a car once I'm in Pattaya because obviously the traffic. I rent normally if I go for 2-3 days, I'll rent a scooter as soon as I get there, park the car up, rent a scooter, a couple of $100 a day, and I'll just fly around Pattaya in the daytime, and you know, real good fun. Yeah, I said hi to you, Mark, didn't I? Yeah, Vinny, I can't choose who gets the gift subs. YouTube picks them. Okay, that's fair enough. So Vinny bought 5 memberships today for people. He can't say give one to this guy, give one to that guy. YouTube decide that. He just buys 5 and YouTube disperse them as they feel. I don't know. Right, Hector. LASIK at your age is useless. You need glasses within a couple of years. IOC technology is better every year. Okay, Hector, I'm guessing you're a Filipino, right? That's a very Filipino name. If you're not, I apologize, but I've only been to the Philippines once or twice years ago, and Hector was like Peter is in my country. Right, we've got about a minute to go, guys, before we take a break and then come back with a members stream. Be Happy Pat says, Peter, since it's Marley's week, make an effort. She usually gets up and makes a 12. Yeah, well, I'm not making any 12s. Peter, when you've been to Pat, did you ever meet Barry Upton? Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of Barry Upton. Who is he? I've never met him, obviously. I also won't be asking the questions. He's got a YouTube channel? I don't know. Chaz Brown, good evening. Aussie Rose, okay, you're talking to someone else. Okay, let's get this one in quick. Blue Collar Bullion Baller. What a name and a half. Hello, last night in Thailand, was on vacation, visiting family, bring the kids to see the grandparents. Okay, very nice, and nice to have you in the stream for the last few seconds here. And that's about it for tonight, guys. I'm going to, I'll be back at 1:45. What time is it here now? It's 10:30 here in Thailand, 10:30 at night. I'll take a short break. I'll get some beverages lined up. I'll be back to do the members stream for an hour, just an hour or so in 50 minutes. That'll start about 10:45. We have got a Ladyboy competition, and we have one of the older manga minutes as well. And when you leave your chats in the members stream, it's much more likely to be read out because there's a lot less people in the members stream. Okay, so I hope you can join me then. And if you're not going to join me, thanks for coming into this stream. Hopefully I'll be with Marley next week. And to all the guys who I won't see later, I hope to see you next week. And to everybody else, see you in about 15 minutes. Okay.